Yes, villagers. Now it's hard enough to come to the realization that you could probably benefit from therapy. But actually finding a therapist, now that is its own challenge. Well, we got 4 ways to help you to find a qualified therapist. If you want to find out if your technique is one that I'm going to talk about, you are in the right place. If you're new to this channel, welcome to our village. If you're a returning villager, welcome as well. So let's get into it. Welcome to Garden of the Mind, where we reduce stress, improve our health and fitness, and improve our financial IQ every episode. We must believe more than we see. Now you've come to the realization that you could benefit from therapy. Congratulations. Now is the more difficult part, finding a therapist that meshes with you. But let's talk about ways to find a therapist. Tip number 1. Go through your insurance. There's oftentimes people decide that they want a particular therapist and they go after this therapist only to find out that that individual therapist does not take their insurance. The best way to do that is to back into the therapy. What I mean by that is find out what health insurance you have and look on the back of that card, go to the website, make a phone call, find out what therapists are in your individual area and take your choices from among those therapists. Now, we want to make sure that your therapist is also qualified, so we don't want you to just select the therapist as a result of being convenient on that basis alone. Tip number 2, get a personal referral. Now, this doesn't have to be anything official. You can just go to any of your friends and you can talk to them and find out if they've had any experiences seeing a therapist. What did they like about this individual therapist? What didn't they like about the therapist? And then you can make your own decision whether you were going to go with that therapist or not. Now, what that does is it gives you several different options for you to start choosing from. So if you want to find out if they're qualified or if they are specifically specializing in whatever it is that you are seeking, now that's another hurdle that you might have to jump. But just in terms of getting therapists to choose from, that can certainly increase your options. Tip number 3. Go through your union. There are several different referrals that are provided to unions specifically. So you might be able to get some referrals for a therapist that may come from your union. Now, the union is an excellent place to start because the unions are familiar with one particular occupation and the hazards of that individual occupation. So they may be able to talk about some of the things that you may be experiencing, especially if they're job related. Now, it's been my experience that people who have the same set of circumstances and the same options usually choose very similarly. And people who are familiar with those experiences may be able to give you better advice because that individual problem is unique to this profession. The unions are definitely great places to start. Tip number 4. Find national organizations. So very similar to tip number 1, we're going to backdoor this. We're going to go through national organizations to find out a local person. So for example, there are national organizations that deal with suicide, national organizations that deal with obsessive compulsive disorder, national organizations that deal with so many different things. There is a National Association of Social Workers. There's a National Association of Black Social Workers. You have to just basically put in a Google search, national organization for whatever it is that you are looking for, contact that national organization and find out who their local people are and who might be able to see you for your individual problem. Now there you have it. You have 4 different ways for you to increase your options so that you can find out and customize exactly who would work for you. Now, with the insurances, oftentimes they cap you at, let's say, 20 sessions per year. Don't let that scare you. Go in, make a connection with the therapist, and should you need more sessions than the time that is allotted, the therapist may be able to write to that individual insurance or union and see if they can get additional sessions for you. So don't let that scare you. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you want to know when I post, which is Wednesday, please click on that notification bell. You get that ding on your phone and you know that a new video is waiting for you. And remember, thoughts are actions, words have power, and actions have consequences. I'll see you next Wednesday. I'll see you soon.